मैं एड्रेस करता था। ठीक। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. This very stanzas of Isa, that is Isa Bhatu Prishad, says that whether it invokes the absolute in terms of offering the glowing tribute, as it says that as we happen to take a few waters from the ocean remains unaffected. It even doesn't even infinitesimally impact the river or the ocean if a drops of waters are being taken out of it. Likewise, just like this earth, that is countless universes can come out of that absolute, and even then it leaves no impact, it creates no impact on that absolute. Touching or prostrating at the lotus feet of absolute, I would like to express my deepest sense of gratitude to Honorable Sri Saryu Raiji, who is the bigger intellectual face. I would like to emphasize on this very important word. He is an intellectual face of Bihar and Jharkhand, intellectual face of a politician in both Bihar and Jharkhand. Rather, I would say only face of an intellectual politician. After paying my glowing tribute to respected Rai Sahab, it becomes incumbent on my part that even though I have had a very, infinitesimal, a very ephemeral sort of interaction with that of Honorable Vice Chancellor Sahab, when I went to meet him, but I must say I was inordinately or rather overwhelmingly influenced by the persona of this great man. I have reasons to support or to back up my observation. He was in the process of addressing a seminar when I entered inside the auditorium. But then, as soon as the program was going on, he was distributing prizes. But then I saw, since I already had to wait for much of time, I thought that I should approach him. So I was looking for some sort of intervenor, some sort of gap, some sort of hiatus. And by the grace of divine, I found there was some sort of let-up in the program, and I immediately approached Mr. Sir and see the greatness of this man. I said, sir, मैं सरयू राय जी के पास से आपसे मिलने पुस्तक देने को आया हूँ. I was amazed. He instantly left the stage. He was in the midst of distribution of prizes. He left the stage and took me to the pantry and immediately ordered for the snacks, and I have had the privilege of the coffee or cup of tea there. And then only I said, sir, please go on the stage. You are in the midst of doing something. I was amazed to see the scholarly and the simplicity that Honorable Vice Chancellor Sahab so very seamlessly epitomizes. In Calcutta, I am born and brought up in Calcutta, so I am a brand ambassador of that of scholastic eminence of that of Calcutta. So in Calcutta, there used to be an inscription in buses and trams, Apnar Vyavhari, Apnar Parichya. Your behavior reflects your introduction, your identity. So there, Vice Chancellor Sahab had shown me, had demonstrated or exhibited what I can say, a very phenomenal sort of persona which deserves to be, imbibed by one and all. Thank you, Mrs. Sahab. You have shown me the path towards simplicity. My dear, all the august audience, I am equally thankful. I bow down to all of you, because unless your presence would have been as scintillating as it is, the entire program would have been a fiasco. So therefore, I salute the presence of every single honorable gentleman, including few stalwarts like Sri Rajiv Ranjan Singh, who had made it a point to come from Jamshedpur, Sri Prabhas Chandra Mishra ji, who is a cost accountant, retired general manager of Coal India, who said that I will be there after he is there. Sri, so many Indian people here. I am thankful to all of you, Vivekanand Jha, so many all of you. I may not be knowing Sri B.K. Jha ji, respected Bhai Sahab. I may not be knowing all of you by your faces, but I equally commend the physical manifestation, the physical presence of all of you. My dear viewers, there is an important question now. As people, even while coming, somebody asked me that why you chose Sri Saryu Rai for the launching of this book, which is on Mr. Prime Minister. I said to him very frankly, honestly, and unambiguously that I could not find any better space than that of Sri Saryu Rai ji to unveil the book, because he only understood the overall gravity that this book so unequivocally encompasses. That is why I chose only one man in the entire Bihar and Jharkhand to unveil, to inaugurate this book, because he, to my perception, alone understood the overall gravity and overall intellectual relevance of the book, which we all are witnessing today, is very much on the verge of being inaugurated or unveiled. Now coming to the main point, why? What is the importance of this book? My dear viewers, some of you might not be able to negotiate, might have your own predicaments or difficulties in terms of understanding if you don't understand English. But being an English writer, having always been delivering my speeches in English, as and when my programs are hosted, I will continue with my English delivery. Honorable Rai Sahab, in course of his speech, he makes it a point to speak in Hindi. Honorable DC Sahab too, I think, may speak in Hindi, of course subject to his discretion. But it is a very comfortable language. I write in English, so therefore I am delivering my speech in English. Now coming to the very important point, why? What is the relevance of this book? The very, the pertinent question that might have cropped up in your mind, that why no more apologists, as what Sri Pramod ji has been saying. I am so much thankful to Sri Pramod ji, who has come from all the way from Dhanbad for this function. Sri Jayant ji, who is already blessing this function. So many, all of you, all of you. So most importantly, coming to the point, no more apologists has a very important, you can say, role to play in terms of being the brand ambassador or palanquin bearer of this very important book, Narendra Damodardas Modi, No More Apologist. Because this is one of the tough. This is an exception rather than the rule. Because this is not, there have been scores of books written on Prime Minister, but this is the one which is absolutely off track, absolutely distinct from that of all the stereotypical books which are thus far or hitherto which are available in the market. Why? I am just going to tell you this. My dear viewers, my dear intellectuals, all of us who are blessing this unique book launch, you all agree with me that India has undergone a very tangible sort of metamorphosis ever since Narendra Modi ji had entered into the Delhi Darbar. And let me tell you, this is today from Ranchi, amidst the conspicuous presence of all the galaxy of intellectuals. We are sending a message to Honorable Prime Minister on the eve of his birthday. Day after tomorrow being the birthday of Sri Narendra Modi, there can never be a more precious gift than inaugurating Narendra Damodardas Modi, No More Apologist. So we are bestowing or giving, you can say, a very invaluable gift to Honorable Prime Minister, and message will definitely go to him. Now coming to the very important point. Since up till 2014, situation or scenario across the country was absolutely different or in stark contrast to what has been evolving ever since 2014. Since till 2014, Hindus had no audacity, or you can say even that sort of, you can say, the minimum strength or that sort of boldness to say publicly that they are Hindus. Because secularism has been so nuanced that they sought to subdue and suppress the Sanatan sentiments across the country. India even could not identify itself as a country of Sanatanis. And see the scenario today, Hindus are increasingly becoming vocal in terms of demanding their place under the sun. And all this could be possible because of a tea vendor entering Delhi Darbar. And the root cause the book unveils. Before I tell you all about the book, what has been the reason or the trigger behind writing this book, it becomes very important for me to share my perception with you. My dear intellectual friends, in the year 2000, I had visited Delhi Book Fair, International Book Fair, where amidst mountains of books, I bought only one book, Autobiography of a Yogi. And the people were surprised. They all would carry bulk of books, whereas I, as a naive or as a gullible, would just exhibit a simple book, Autobiography of a Yogi. And just like Hamid in Idgah, if you people can recall the story of Hamid in Idgah in your childhood days, Hamid had only 6 paisa, which was given to him by his grandmother, and he did not buy any toy, but instead he invested that amount in buying the tongs, chimta, at 6 paise. And the way, when all the children returned to their homes, Hamid was displaying his tongs as the best toy in such an eloquence that all the children were tempted that they had committed a mistake by buying all their expensive toys. They thought that, alas, they could have also bought the tongs. So likewise, just like Hamid, I had a tremendous pleasure in buying that book, Autobiography of a Yogi. And my dear audience, intellectuals, I must say, at that point in time, I never had even the faintest of an idea that this Autobiography of a Yogi was going to be a trigger for writing a new book which will happen decades later. And that is this book. In Autobiography of a Yogi, there is a reference of Maha-Avatar Babaji. And that Maha-Avatar Babaji had been, he has been alive for more than 3,000 or somebody said 5,000 years. And first time, the revelation about Maha-Avatar Babaji was made in Autobiography of a Yogi. And I read the books time and time again. Such was the level of fascination that the book so remarkably or spectacularly envisaged that I was tempted to read it time and time again. And there I was introduced to Maha-Avatar Babaji, a great living yogi, God Shiva, in the physical manifestation. And then Maha-Avatar Babaji had given a legendary work, a historic work, a phenomenal work to Paramahansa Yogananda Ji for spreading Kriya Yoga. Because Kriya Yoga was brought on the earth by Lord Sri Krishna, and then it started dissipating, started vanishing. And again, Maha-Avatar Babaji had chosen Paramahansa Yogananda to spread Kriya Yoga across the world. And likewise, in course of my meditation, I had struck an intuition. Some sort of vision had come to me that Maha-Avatar Babaji has been guiding Narendra Modi right since his childhood days. When he was barely 14 years old and went to Himalaya, he stumbled upon Maha-Avatar Babaji. And there was a very interesting conversation between both of them. Narendra Damodardas Modi says that I was too small, I cannot understand all this you are talking about. He said, don't worry. The way Sri Krishna had given the spiritual eyes, the way Ved Vyasa had given the spiritual eyes to Sanjay, Dharam Chetre, Samveta, Yud Sabha, Mahamaka, Pandavas Chaiva, Kim Kurvat Sanjaya. Likewise, I am going to bestow upon you the spiritual pair of eyes so that you will do wonders for this country, because I have chosen you as a representative of Sanatan Dharma, because Sanatan Dharma is on decline and we need someone to restore the gravity and overall importance of Sanatan Dharma. And this is the reason behind Narendra Modi's emergence, Because you all, even his critics today, his bitterest of critics knows that there is one man, if he can be removed, BJP is finished. Because of his vision, because of his political depth, because of his political skills, because of his political acumen, all blended into one, we can see the wonder that country is moving towards. My dear viewers, next very important point I would like to make. You would all agree, Sanatana Dharma is facing a humongous challenge in its history. I am emphasizing on this word, humongous challenge. You all know the conflict of narratives being implanted in the polity. If something good happens, immediate narrative is built, it is good, it is detrimental to the country. G20 has been a global success. Even Xi Jinping stands nowhere near Narendra Modi ji. But the leftist narrative goes parallelly that it has been a failure because Jinping has not come. So what I am trying to say is very simple. So it is a very, very, what you can say, very terrible times Sanatana Dharma is passing through. Sleepless nights, I spent reflecting on the overall state of Sanatana Dharma. I have been talking to respected Roy Sahab time and time again that sir, something has to be done. Because indeed situation is not that, situation is very bleak. So what I am trying to say is very simple. That for the glory of Sanatana Dharma, to reclaim its very invaluable place, it is absolutely imperative or incumbent on the part of Sanatanis to wake up, because we have been sleeping, as Swami Vivekananda had said in the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, we have been asleep for millennium and millennium, but now the lion is waking up. We have to realize our own position vis-a-vis, because my dear intellectual friends, you all would agree with me, we Sanatanis have been cheated as no community had been in the history. Even the Jews have their own country. Microscopic section of people have their own country, Israel. But see our own condition. Every day we are shrinking. Sanatani has been shrinking. The land of Sanatanis has been shrinking. And this 2024 election is a big challenge for the entire nation, for the Hindu community, for Sanatani community, and therefore it becomes absolutely important that Sanatani values need to be strengthened. There is no denying the fact Sanatani values need to be strengthened. My dear viewers, we have got Chief Guest Sahab to speak, we have got Honorable Guest of Honor to speak. I would just like to quote a few lines, very important in the context of the book, that would give you some sort of I have failed to refer to a very important point, which I think it is very appropriate or opportune at this particular point of time to just reiterate or to articulate this very important fact, that this is the pioneer book written in the wake of installation of Senghor in the parliament. Narendra Modi ji has done it only as per the blessing of Mahavatar Babaji. Because Mahavatar Babaji has been guiding Narendra Modi ji all throughout. And even after the installation of Senghor, Babaji had met Narendra Modi, and then Modi ji had said, Babaji, I have done your work. I have re-established the Sanatana values, Sanatana glory. Babaji says, oh, yes, my son, but many more works are to be done. So few important points needed to be referred to from the book, which becomes very relevant for establishing the title of the book. My dear viewers, intellectuals, Damodar, here Modi in the book is referred to as Damodar. You can well understand. Narendra Modi ji is referred to as Damodar. Damodar says, Babaji, when the divinity personified, your revered self, stands behind me, why should I bother about anything earthly? Your blessings have hitherto seen me through, as it will continue to do so in the future too. Babaji, son, the installation of Senghor in the new parliament too was in sync with the national aspiration. By installing it near Speaker's chair, you sought to integrate India with Bharat. You see, since 1947, India that we are still having has been nothing but carrying of the erstwhile legacies of British India. This has never been the restoration of Sanatana glory. This has never been a connect with the erstwhile Bharat Varsha. So therefore, by establishing Senegal in the parliament, Narendra Modi ji has very much re-established, or rather he has blown the conch of Sanatani values being reinstalled in the parliament, being reinstalled in the country. This is what he says. This is very important. Speaker said, you sought to integrate India with Bharat. This was urgently needed. Son, you should know you are the chosen man of destiny to redeem Sanatan. This is the Punya Bhumi of our ancestors who had discovered Om, the cosmic vibration. Naturally, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Om continues to reverberate as well as bless this Punya Bhumi of our ancestors. It is a sacred land where Sri Ram institutionalized Maryada for humanity to follow. It is a place where Sri Krishna had delivered his discourse of nectar of Bhagavad Gita for the eternal salvation of humanity. It is a place where Gautam Buddha had taught peace and non-violence. It is a place where Mother Ganga rains her bounty of milky water. Let this heaven on earth not fall casualty to the misguided elements seeking to upend the divine decree. Thus, a huge burden of responsibility has been placed on your shoulder to ensure the redemption of Sanatan civilization during such critical times as this. So, my dear intellectuals, situation is very delicate. Sanatan values are declining. It is our responsibility now. The burden of responsibility invariably and inevitably falls on our shoulders, that Sanatan, this land, eternal land of Sanatanis, should remain as such. So long as the sun shines on the world, on the horizon of the world, Bharat Varsha should belong to Sanatanis. With these words, I bow to all of you, and I conclude my speech. Thanks to all.